What's up, DB Nation? It's Chad Wilson here with you with another edition of DB Tip Clips. Hey, one of the biggest, most underrated secrets to having success in the secondary is communication, and that's the topic of our show today. We are going to talk about the 3 best ways to communicate better as a defensive back on DB Tip Clips. All right, one of the questions that I get most often from young defensive backs is how to communicate better when they're out on the field, and that's what we're going to tackle in this video today. But before we jump into that, I just want to let you guys know about a couple of things that I have here for you that's going to get your game to the elite level. First is my 101 DB Tips ebook, the best reference guide out there for defensive back play. Definitely something that you should have in your possession if you're a defensive back coach or you play defensive back. All kinds of tips from man coverage to zone coverage, how to train, what to do with your eyes, technique, footwork, just about everything in there that you will ever need. I have a link to it down in the description. Also, there's the All Eyes DB Camp members area that has over 200 plus videos on technique, tips, coverages explained, breakdowns of coverage. Once again, just about everything you're going to need to take your game to the top level. A combination of both of those things, and you simply can't lose. You'll win your one-on-ones, you'll make more plays, you'll get more interceptions. It's just about guaranteed that that's going to happen. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, let's jump into this. I'm going to give you 3 ways to communicate better as a defensive back. And why do we need to do that? Because it's a very important part of the game. Communication is a big part of success in defensive back play. Sure, it's great to have speed, strength, and technique, but those are just individual attributes. To have complete success, every member of the secondary should be on the same page. Best way to do that is through communication. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 great ways to improve your communication when you're playing defensive back. Let's start with number 1, and that is going to be study the playbook. Now, when I say study the playbook, I mean not only what your job is on the field, but know the job of everyone else around you. It's fully expected that you should know what you need to do. Failing to do that means you won't be on the field. However, we're not just striving to get on the field, we're striving to excel when we're on the field. So part 1 of being an effective communicator when you're on the field is knowing your job plus everyone else's job. Doing this gives you the confidence to shout out instructions, give coverage calls, or make checks when you're in the game or in a practice situation. All you know is your job, then you'll be unsure about telling others what they need to do when the situation calls for it. After grasping an understanding of what your job is in each coverage, make it a point to know what everyone else is supposed to be doing in every defense in the playbook. Is it time consuming? Yes. But so is greatness, and we know that it's not for everyone. It'll come to those who work for it. On to number 2, which is study the offense. Now that you fully understand defense from all 11 men's perspective, time to have a solid understanding of what the offense is trying to do. When you develop a strong understanding of what teams are doing, you now have more confidence to communicate when the offense lines up or starts shifting men before the snap. If you do not understand what's happening, you will be hesitant to communicate instructions to your teammate. This is similar to your teacher asking a question to the class. If you're unsure of the answer, you certainly won't raise your hand to be called upon. If you're out on the field and things are happening with the offense and you're unsure about what you're seeing, you'll be hesitant to call out answers to your teammates. Communication is largely confidence. Confidence comes when you have an understanding of what is happening. Spending a good amount of time studying offenses and what they do, that's going to put you in a better position. It would be in your best interest to understand the philosophy of an offense. By this, I mean what is the root of what it is they are trying to do. Once you understand this, you'll be ready for any of the minor tweaks and curveballs the offense tries to throw your way. This could come in the form of different formations or lining a certain player up in a different location. If you understand the philosophy of the offense, these things won't throw you off too much, and you'll still be able to communicate to your teammates. And finally, talk with your teammates beforehand. The final way that you can become a better communicator on the football field is by discussing things with your teammates before they happen. Great defensive backfields tend to do things like watch film together. Even if that's not entirely possible, make it a point to get your fellow defensive backs together and discuss the things that you guys saw individually on film. Basically, this is like having study groups for your classes. Get together and compare notes. Make an effort to be on the same page. When you go into your games and practices feeling like you're all on the same page, it becomes easier to communicate with each other out on the field. Essentially, you're now all speaking the same language. If you were in a foreign country and the people were speaking a language that you did not understand, you would be hesitant to speak out of fear of saying something wrong. When you're in your home country and you understand the language, you're less hesitant to speak because you know that your words would be understood. Get together with your teammates before games and discuss what it is you are expecting. This makes talking to one another while you're out on the field during competition so much easier. So at the end of the day, the better the communication by the secondary, the more plays they tend to make. This has withstood the test of time. Football is the ultimate team sport, and when the defensive backs are all working together, there are few weaknesses that the offense can exploit. This means every time the offense puts the ball up, there's a good chance that somebody in the secondary will make a play on it. Hey, are you a guy that struggles with communication in the secondary? Go ahead and let us know down in the comment section below. You'll be tackling that communication problem right away. And also, let me know if this video helped you out with that. Outside of that, guys, don't forget about two things that I've told you about that can really take your game to the elite level when this video began. That is the 101 DB Tips ebook, as well as the All Eyes DB Camp members area. Links to both are down in the description below. Of course, love you to like this video, as well as share this video so that you can spread the knowledge to someone else. And finally, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Constantly putting out great DB stuff like this for you guys that you can take to the bank and improve your game. As always, All Eyes DB Camp, consistency breeds results.